Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Eileen with Unique Gifts and Decor by Lady Di. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Hoping you guys are enjoying your day today. It is a rainy day here in North Carolina today, you guys. I am headed out to another appointment that I do have this morning. Whew. Rain, go away. But I guess we do need the rain because it's watering the earth. So that things can grow. So it is what it is this morning. But you guys, I just want to come on today to motivate you, give you some words of encouragement. I was thinking last night about timing. What are we doing with our time? And I want to talk to you guys today about one of our spiritual principles that my pastor has taught us over the years. It's the spiritual principle of stewardship. That is God's plan to fulfill our life. Now, stewardship, people might think, is always talking about maybe finances, but it's not only finances and stewardship. It's basically opportunities, timing, the things that God has blessed you with. We should be good stewards over those, such as our homes, our families, properties, jobs, businesses, anything that God has blessed us with, we should be good stewards over it. Remember that God is the owner. We're the managers. We're managing things. He owns us and we manage our lives, okay? We can't own our own lives, because if something breaks down that we own, we are the ones to fix it. So sometimes in our lives, when things break down in our lives, we can't fix it all the time. So that's when God comes in, steps in, and he owns us as us being his children. He is obligated to fix it, okay? So in talking about timing, what are we doing with the time that God has given us? Okay? God lives outside time. He doesn't live in time. Okay? It's imperative that we make good use of the time that he has allowed us to have here on this earth. He knows when we were born, and he knows when we're going to leave. But the main thing is, what are we doing in the time between the time we're born until in the time that we leave? What are we doing for God? We have so many things that God has told us to do, and we haven't done. But this is the time, because since this year is winding up, we're getting ready to step into 2025, if it's the Lord's will, in a few days. Have you ever looked back from January up until this point now to see what have you accomplished? What have I done? What, not just that, look at yesterday. You had 24 hours to do what God had told you to do. Did you accomplish anything in those 24 hours? That's something that we all need to just take time and do. Yeah, we have lists and goals and things that we need to do, but have we accomplished anything on those lists? I try. I'm kind of moving my camera, you guys, because my hands are kind of a little cool this morning, cold. But I have tried to do some things. I haven't completed everything in a timely manner in a day. And sometimes in that 24 hours that we put aside to do things, we get distracted. We can get distracted in watching television, on the phone, on our cell phones, on the computer, any little distraction that will take us away from what we're supposed to be doing through the day. So I just want to come and let you guys know that we need to start being wise stewards of our time. Time management is very important to me, and I hope it's important to you, because if you manage your time, you can see where you're getting some things done, you're accomplishing some things, or you're seeing some things that you can improve on. it takes a person with discipline, and that's another thing that we're going to have to do to get our lives back on track, to discipline ourselves. Yes, we have to be accountable. Yes, we have to be consistent. Yes, we have to manage our time, and we definitely have to be disciplined, okay? So if you get a chance, and I'm going to do this probably today, is sit down and of the time that I have throughout the day, I want to write down the things that I did this hour. And it's going to take me like 24 hours. If I slept from 11 to whatever, I'm going to put that down. But I want to go back and record and see what I did within my 24 hours. It might be surprising to me, even though I have a list of things that I do, and you may have that same list too. We need to see where we are using most of our time. An old saying is, I know doing funerals and stuff, the ministers would probably say, what you do for God will last. But that is not really true. What you do, what he told you to do, and you did it, will last, okay? We want to leave a legacy on this earth for our children, our grandchildren, and it starts with us, okay? My dad has been deceased for years, but when I go back home, you guys, and people mention him, yeah, it's nothing bad, okay? They don't remember such and such. They always tell us the good things that he did, how good of a person he was, the things he did to help people. Just, and that makes me feel good, as well as my brothers and sister, my brother and sister, to know that he left a legacy in his life as well. He transferred over to our lives, okay? Even in our gifts, our crafts, our talents. My mom used to decorate. She used to do some of the gifts that I got. So, sometimes our talents, our gifts are passed down. So our parents still live, okay? They might not be here on this physical earth, but they live through us. And we're transferring that to our children and hopefully to our grandchildren. So even in your life, okay, what are you leaving? What legacy are you leaving? And definitely, it doesn't have to be, it can be financial, yes, but it can be morals and values that you are doing, that you are leaving, that you're passing on. So evaluate yourself, okay? We have to do that even in our businesses, even in our careers. Evaluate the time. What are you spending the time on? What is important? We waste time. I waste a lot of time. But I am time management on some things as well. I get a lot done. But some things that I procrastinate on, I could have that already done. But some things you don't want to do, you put off. But I know there was an old saying, and I guess I kind of learned this years ago. The things that you dislike doing, that you know you need to do those first and get them out the way. But the things that you love to do, we do those first because we enjoy doing them. I mean, I can be in my house designing. I can be in my house making a basket or a gift or whatever. I'm in my element. I love doing it. But when it comes to the things the tedious things that I don't like to do, they're on the back shelf. But that's not good, okay? So I know I need to do better. And when you know better, I tell you, we do better, okay? So in saying all of that, you guys, let's be good managers of our time. This is the time when we should be reflecting on a lot of things that we did throughout the year. Things we could have done better and things we could have not done. It goes either way. So it's a learning experience all around. Sometimes, as I was talking to y'all yesterday, some tests we just don't want to take over and over and over. That's insanity. We're better people than that. So let's get on the wagon train and have things in order, have a plan, definitely have a plan going into 2025, and add time management to your plan. Sometimes we can sit down and be working and watching TV at the same time. That's micro organizing, okay? To me, we can do 2, 3 things at one time. We can wash clothes, we can clean our house, and we can be on the computer. There's a lot of things we can do 2, 3 things at one time. And then sometimes some people has to focus on one thing at a time and get that done and move on. We're all wired differently. But as long as you see some progress, you're ahead of the game. So let's manage our time. We got the talents. We are going to be consistent going forward if we not already have. But time management. If you write down things, and you might not complete everything all the time in a timely manner, but be consistent. At least try, okay? And things are going to come up. I know things can be interrupting in my life on a daily basis. But when that happens, you handle whatever you need to handle, but then go back to whatever you were doing. The devil comes to distract us from our goals, from our vision. God given us a vision. And because you're being attacked 24/7, sometimes all the time, he knows that when you get to that designation that God has for you, you're going to be an awesome person. So he's trying to not get you there. And by us not being good stewards in our time or talents, or not disciplining stuff, we're feeding into him. And the devil is a liar. We are not giving him any credit at all, okay? We're going to put him under our feet, okay? Because there's nothing good coming from him. He knows his time is winding up. And how many people that he's going to take with him? Where he going? Down, 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 down. Okay, y'all know where HELL. That's where he is going. As many people as he can take with him, he going to be satisfied. But enough is enough. We should say, no, we are not going that route in 2025. We don't have to wait till 2025. We can make that declaration starting today, now. We are not giving the devil any credit. Whatever distraction he's hitting me at, okay, it's a distraction. No problem. I know where it's coming from. I'm going to address it, and I'm going to be done with it. We are not giving him any power, any authority over our lives, okay? So let's get back to the things of God, okay? Be mindful and do the things that God told you to do that's going to last forever. Don't be doing things that he didn't tell you to do. Okay, you might get okay, from him, but he like, I ain't tell you to do that. And the things that we do that he told us not to do, it's a struggle, okay? If he didn't tell you to do something, why are you over here doing it? That's you out of order. You're out of your lane, okay? Let's get back in order. Let's get back into doing the things that God told us to do. And the things that he told us to do, they will last. Yeah, we are better people than that. Evaluate where you at. Evaluate where you want to go. Just sit down and just write out where you want to go. What do you want to do? Where do you want to do? He has probably already told you what he wants you to do. Self is just in the way. Get out of our own way. We can't move forward because sometimes us, okay? Like I was telling you guys the other day, work in silence. We don't need to tell everybody everything that we're doing. Don't broadcast it. The old saying, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. I can't move my right hand because I'm holding my phone. Same way with our goals and dreams. Walk and work in silence. I promise you, you will feel better. You will feel great about the things that you've accomplished. And you will be focused, knowing that God has given you these gifts, talents, and vision, and you're doing what he told you to do. We only have a limited amount of time on this earth. And sometimes, y'all know, time is winding up for some. I'm not saying that nobody's going to pass away tomorrow or anything, but the grace period that God has put on this earth, it's winding up. We don't know what's going to be the things we're facing in 2025. We don't know what we're going to be facing tomorrow. But rest assured, God is in control. He knows what is coming down the pipeline. He knew when COVID was happening. He created COVID to wake us up. And some people got the message and some people didn't. So what does God have to do to get your attention going forward? If you don't know, spend time with him. Spend time in his word. Prayer time. Pray, pray, pray. If you don't know how to pray, just talk to him like me and you're talking. He's there. He's waiting on us to just come to him. You don't have to do no formal prayer or, worship. All that is great. I'm not knocking anyone how they pray. But sometimes you just got to go in your secret place and say, God, Lord, I'm here. And he knows all about the issues before you can even open your mouth. Yes, if you want to tell him, he's there to listen. But he already knows. But after you finish telling him, getting it off your chest, and let me tell you one thing. When you go to God and tell him things, you ain't got to worry about nobody else repeating your stuff or sharing your stuff with somebody else. It's between you and him. He ain't going to tell your business. You might want to go to your prayer partner or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whoever and tell, all what's going on with everything. And it's no guarantee they're going to keep it to themselves. But when you go to God in your secret place and you tell him, you can cry out to him, you can wail out to him, you can raise your voice or however you want to do it. It's between you and him, and you're not offending him because he knows your heart. He created you. He knows if you're frustrated. He knows if you're angry. He knows when you're sad. He knows when you're happy. He knows. So when you give it to him, get it all out, and don't just get up and leave after that. Now, you need to sit still and listen. That's where we go wrong. We pour out our hearts to God and tell him everything. And then sometimes we be trying to tell him what to do. And he's looking like, really? You trying to tell me how to run my world? He's probably just shaking his head. He said, my naive daughter, my naive son, ye of little faith. So after you had your pity-patty party with the Lord, guilty. Sit still and listen. Get you a notebook and write the things that he's telling you. That's our biggest downfall. We can dish it out and run in our mouths, telling everybody this and this and that, even telling God. But sometimes we need to just sit down and listen to what he wants us to know. And then when he gives you something to do in your quiet time, then get up and do it. Because all that whining, crying, and all that stuff that you did, and he done gave you an answer, and then you didn't jump on the bandwagon and do what he told you to do. I'm shaking my head. Guilty as charged. But anyway, you guys, we know better. We do better. Let's be good stewards of our time, okay? It's not hard. These are just lessons that we have to go through and learn. And then once you learn that lesson, you continue on managing your time, managing your talents. We are managers. We're not the owners. We might say we own our homes, own our cars, own this and that. But when something breaks down and you own it, yeah, you own it. You got to fix it. We can't fix our lives. Only God does that. So let's be good managers, good stewards of our time. You guys have a wonderful Tuesday. Be blessed. Till the next video. Bye-bye.